Good morning everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope everybody is feeling great this morning. It is Friday, it's the 9th of January. Good morning. It was very cold last night. I think it was minus. Outside right now, cars are frosty and it looks just very cold and wintry January month. So good morning everybody. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning, and happy birthday to Rod Stewart, born on this day in 1945. In his honor, why not try saying, Alexa, do you think I'm sexy?
Alexa, do you think I'm sexy?
You're all right, but you're no Rod Stewart. Speaking of which, why not ask me to play Rod Stewart on Amazon Music?
Alexa, what's the time please?
Good morning, Genestra. It's 8:25 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Friday the 10th of January.
Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
Currently, in Rochester it's -4 degrees Celsius with clear skies and sun. Today, you can expect intermittent clouds, with a high of 1 degree and a low of -4 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Which cheese is made backwards? Edam.
And Alexa, whose birthday is it today? Alexa, whose birthday is it today?
Today is in 15 hours, 34 minutes, and 11 seconds.
Oh, she's being a right one this morning, Alexa. Alexa, whose birthday is it today?
Today is in 15 hours, 33 minutes, and 56 seconds.
Alexa, who was born on this day?
Celebrities born on the 10th of January include Rod Stewart, George Foreman, Renee Rapp, Jared Kushner, and Donald Fagen.
I do apologise, I said it was the 9th of January, it is the 10th. The days are going so fast. Since Christmas has flown past, and New Year as well. I'm losing track of the days, I really am. So it's Friday the 10th of January. Just make myself a cup of coffee first thing in the morning. Yeah, really freezing cold last night. Not surprised, -4 here in Rochester at the moment. As you know, Harry, I went to collect Harry last night. Harry was found around here where I live, so it was just like around the corner. The couple that had him were just like around the corner somewhere, and I'm so grateful because I could just walk out of my flat and it was just like over the road sort of thing. Max. Harry settled in well and he's back to himself. When he first came in, he couldn't meow. He couldn't meow. It was like he had a sore throat. He was like meowing like he had a sore throat. Now he's settled in and he remembers where he came from, and and Max and everything, he's back to his normal self, which is jumping up and down, meowing everywhere. Because when I went to get him, he was all huddled up and timid, as the couple put it. When the lady wrote to me, he's timid. Well, he's not timid now. He's running around the place, meowing and doing what he usually did before he went. So I'm glad about that. You a good boy, Harry. Harry? Max, no. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Best friends, really. They are best friends. Oh, just have a sip of my coffee. So after taking Max for a walk last night, I just put the television on. I was still getting messages from TikTok, the same old thing. It won't stop. Hello beautiful, hello pretty. And it seems like it goes on throughout my life. It feels to me like it's all fake and it's all set up, but I have to do things in this fake world that I need to do, otherwise I don't get what I need to get, like food, clothing, just normal everyday things revolving around this fake shit that goes on. I've told you what it's like for me when I go into the library. These fake scenarios that go on in there, and when I was a kid, when I went into a library, it was supposed to be quiet, so I got shouted at if I made a noise. And yet when I go into the library, there's loud talking, sometimes there's music, there's people taking McDonald's to eat in there and it stinks of McDonald's. It's just not a nice place to sit and relax unless you've got earphones, which I can't wear anymore, unfortunately. So I can't sit in the library like I used to do years ago. I used to sit in Chatham Library for hours, nearly all day, just to be around people even though I wasn't with anybody, you know. I used to write about it in my diaries, what happened in there, and this has been going on since I came down to Chatham, first of all in 2008, and I went to stay with my parents, and I lived with my parents, Derek and Jennifer, in 2008 until 2011. So 3 years I lived with my parents before I moved to a flat of my own in Chatham. And then after nearly 11 years of staying in my previous flat, I got this one and I've been here 4 years. And time is fleeting and I'm getting older and I'm just getting sick. This is how my father was treated, my father Derek. And this is how he used to treat me and my mother. And it seems to be continuing even though he's dead. And I can't understand where or who it's coming from. Because I honestly thought it was my father doing it to me. So, my dad was married to Jennifer, my mother, Jenny, right? I moved to Gloucestershire in 1987, and I returned to Chatham in 2008 when my marriage broke up, and I went to live with Derek and Jennifer, my mum and dad. And so I just found what was going on absolutely crazy and mental. And I ended up being sexually assaulted. And I still to this day don't know who's instigating it and why it's being covered up. You see, Jenny is my mother, Jennifer. Right, and my dad used to swear at my mother. He used to call her the most horrendous names. He used to treat his wife like shit. And I, as a child, witnessed it. I witnessed my father hitting my mother until she received black eyes. A child shouldn't see these things. Absolutely evil. The police came out and they had a go at my mother and left, and my dad would hit my mother again in front of my very eyes. And there was me, a kid, saying, why aren't the police doing anything? He did hit my mum. He's lying. I, as a kid, knew that. And this silly, childish playground humour. This ridiculous, silly, childish playground humour. Oh, she smells poo-poo. I mean, what sort of adult behaves like that? Seriously. And it's wherever I go, it's when that Charlie on the field, that old man of 61 with the bald head and no teeth. What sort of adult behaves in that manner? Like children in a playground picking on a poor child that is poor and hasn't got much money, as their families have. Oh, it smells, it's got malaria, poo-poo. And are you telling me someone like that is in charge of my finances, my well-being? Someone with that mentality is in charge of my life? I went to get my cat. I'm not going to mention the people concerned because the gentleman that I got the cat off was very nice and very polite. Leading up to me going to get my cat, right, my neighbour upstairs, the gentleman with the blue Ford Mondeo, like Levi Belfield, arrived at these flats where I live at 3:30 in the afternoon, 3:30, and he parked outside my bedroom and I completely ignored it. Right, he's gone to work now, the Ford Mondeo's gone. He got up about 5 this morning and it's gone from outside my window. Gone. So you know I'm wary of people, right? I don't trust them. So I thought it was the same woman texting me about my missing cat. So when Mel texted me again, when it was Joanne said, the woman, have a look and see if the woman's texted you or called you. The woman did not call me. There was no phone call. I just had a message that they had a cat, was it mine? And they sent a photograph, but I couldn't see it. Joe sent me a photograph of the cat. And I knew it was Harry just by the look of his markings. So I scrolled through my phone and I realised that they were two separate messages that Mel had texted me and Joanne, and I'd got a bit confused and stressed out. So I read the whole message from Mel, and it was later on in the evening after he had come in upstairs, right? The short, stout gentleman with black hair. It was after he'd come in. And Joe said to me, she said, get in touch with the woman. She said, you don't want to leave your cat with strangers. So I texted Mel and said that my cat had been missing 3 months. Yeah, I think it's him. And then it was the time that I take Max out for a walk. So I got ready to take Max out for a walk. And they gave me their address. And I walked round there on my own with Max. And he invited me into the house. And it was Harry, who sat there all timid. And he gave me a pet carrier to put my cat in. A very nice posh one. And I brought I think it was Australian. The pet carrier was Australian, I'm sure it was. I brought Harry into the flat, settled him in, and I took the pet carrier back to the guy that had given me my cat back. On the wall there was a sign with poo on it, P-O-O. I'm very observant. This is the bane of my life. I notice everything, car number plates, writing, what people are wearing, shoes, everything. And I noticed a sign with poo on the wall. Poo, P-O-O. The only thing that I can connect that with was I went out briefly with a guy called Chris, and he lived in his parents' home, and he invited me round there one evening for a can of Stella, and he was the guy that smoked weed, and I wrote about him in my diary. But you're going back about nearly 10 years now. His name was Chris, and he lived in Gillingham, and he had 2 dogs in the kitchen, and they had a really massive bathroom with all this dog paraphernalia in it. And you see why I'm careful. I don't want to get caught in pornography or fucking filth like that. That's why I try and make sure everything's real and people are kosher and bona fide, because I've been sexually abused most of my life by men, and I was wary about going to a stranger's house. I used to go out with a very nasty guy who treated me like dog shit and abused my pets, and I don't want to get involved with him again. Right? Trying to spread rumours and make me feel horrible about myself. You can see I change my clothes sometimes 3 times a day. I'm always in the bath and the shower. I look after myself. I look after my hair. I look after my appearance. I don't look like anything like my mother in the way that she dresses or the way she presents herself. And my mum's got her own reasons for looking the way she does, because my father hit her about for almost 54 years. Beat her, hit her. Now, some women cover themselves up when they've been abused, either with makeup or clothing. There was a woman on TikTok yesterday. She had mental health problems, and she hadn't washed her hair for years. She hadn't washed her hair, and it was all matted, so they had to all cut it off. We all go through things, you know. All of us at some time will smell if we get ill and sick, if we get a vomiting bug. Don't think you're unique and you'll never smell, you fucking bully, because you will at some point stink. So it starts this morning. God's dog shelter following me, because my mother is a bit eccentric. She's been through a lot, so she says that she's God's daughter. And you can see the difference between me and my mother in videos. I've had my mother on a video on here. There's no excuse for your mix-up. All started when I moved in here and got bullied from him upstairs. And this black business dropping chocolate wrappers on my balcony. My name is White British. White British. My mum made my name up. It's a British name. My God, I'm being racially abused in the country that I was brought up in and born white British. Absolutely disgusting. why do I, I've got this stalker that won't show his face or speak to me, right? Harassing me, and I don't even know who it is. I've got an idea, and they must be ugly and hideous and smelly themselves that they can't show themselves to me. That's all I can say. I've been stalked for years. It's got worse since I've lived in this place. And they do it to make me feel horrible about myself so I don't go outside and mix with people or find happiness or someone that actually really cares about me. And I'm sick and tired of doing videos like this. I am. But God's dog shelter, really, just making it up as they go along. And they're just evil and won't leave me alone. You cannot mix me up with my mother anymore. See you later.